gentlemen, gentlemen ladies, and lady gentlemen. Today we make a very important appointment with history, because today is the first National Congress of the Citizen National Guard. Today we make a call for patriots and anyone who answers to the honor of that name. Please rise for the entrance of the colors carried by our valiant Marines, whose defense of country continues beyond retirement. Kindly remain standing to join the singing of our national anthem, to be led by Council J.R. Hernale.
Bayang magiliw, handa, awit. Bayang magiliw, peras nagsilangan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang. Tuyang ka ng magiting sa manlulubi. Di ka pasisilip sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy ka, sa langit mo'y bughaw. May lalang tula, awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isla ng magkawan mo'y tarumpay na nagniningning. Ang ito'y nataraw niya kailan may magdidiling. Luma't araw ng luwalhating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pagmay ng aapi, ang mamatay lang dahil sa'yo.
May we request Major Horacio S. Gonzalez for the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ito ay ang old version ng Panatang Makabayan. Sundan ang salita ko, please. Iniibig ko ang Pilipinas. Iniibig ko ang Pilipinas. Ito ang aking lupang sinilangan. Ito ang aking lupang sinilangan. Ito ang tahanan ng aking lahi. Ito ang tahanan ng aking lahi. Ako'y kanyang kinukupkop. Ako'y kanyang kinukupkop. At tinutulungan. At tinutulungan. Upang maging malakas. Upang maging malakas. Maligaya. Maligaya. At kapaki-pakinabang. Bilang ganti. Bilang ganti. Diringgin ko. Ang payo ng aking mga magulang. Susundin ko ang mga tuntunin ng aking paaralan. Tutuparin ko ang tungkulin ng isang mamamayang Pilipino na makabayan at masunurin sa batas. Paglilingkuran ko ang aking bayan nang walang pag-iimbot, ng may buong katapatan. Sisikapin kong maging isang tunay na Pilipino. Sa isip, sa salita, at sa gawa. Baba kamay.
At this moment, please remain standing and close your eyes in prayer. as we listen to the invocations to be recited by Brigadier General Monsignor Tirso Dolina, Chief Chaplain of the Armed Forces, to be followed by Ustad Yunus Abdul Mawin, President of the Salam Engagement Group of the Philippines and Spiritual Advisor of the Camp Crame Police Force.
Sa diwa ng pagkakaisa at pagmamahal sa bayan, halina't magdasal tayo. O Diyos na makapangyarihan, bukal ng buhay, sandigan at lakas ng sambayanan. Alay namin ang isang taimtim na panalangin sa aming pagsimula sa unang National Congress of the Citizens National Guard. Taus-puso ang aming pasasalamat at pagbigay puri sa iyo, O Panginoon, sa walang sawa mong pagkalinga at pagbigay biyaya sa sambayanang Pilipino. Sa kababaang loob ay aming itinatalaga sa iyo ang aming bayan at lahat ang aming pagpupunyagi upang kami ay maging isang tunay na lahing makadiyos, makatao at makakalikasan. Lubos ang aming galak, O Panginoon, sa biyaya ng pagkakaisa ng mga mamamayang nagmamalasakit at nagmamahal sa aming inang bayan. Salamat o dakilang Diyos sa inyong tawag upang itatag ng mamamayang bantay bayan sa pamumuno at inspirasyon ng mga tagapagbuo na sina Ginoong Ramon Pedrosa, Chairman of the Board, Ginang Princess Ladian Sahidula, President, Antonio Butch Valdez, Vice President and Secretary General, at lahat ng mga kasapi at kasama nitong pambansang advokasya. Samahan mo po kami, O dakilang Diyos, na maisakatuparan ang aming mabuting layunin at patuloy na maimulat sa kamalayan ng bawat Pilipino ang pagiging makabayan. Ang inyong pag-akay nawa ang magturo sa aming puso, isip at gawa na maging tapat na mamamayan at taga-suporta ng aming Pangulo na pinili. Taimtim po ang aming dasal upang gabayan ng karunungan, kalakasan at katarungan sa pamamahala ang aming mahal na Pangulo, Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Muli ay basbasan mo po kaming lahat, O Panginoon, na maging kabahagi sa pagbuo ng isang bansang mapayapa, maunlad at masaya para sa bawat Pilipino at susunod pang henerasyon. Ito ang aming taus-puso na panalangin, O Diyos ng buhay, Diyos ng kasaysayan, at Diyos ng tadhana. Pagpalain, iligtas, at sumagana nawa kaming lahat, ang bawat Pilipino at ang aming bayan, sa tulong at awa ng ina ng laging saklolo, ang mahal na Birheng Maria, Hari nawa, sa ngalan ng Ama at ng Anak, ang Espiritu Santo. Amen.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Our Lord, bestow on us mercy from yourself and facilitate for us our affairs in the right way. Bestow on us from our family, our people, our offspring, who will be comfort of our eyes and make us leaders for the good and pious. Our Lord, you comprehend all things, mercy and knowledge. Put not in our heart any hatreds against our people. In you alone we trust. In you alone we turn in repentance. Make us not a trial for others. Keep perfect our light for us, and grant us forgiveness. For pour on us patience, and set firm our feet, and make us victorious. Lord, let not our hearts deviate from the truth after you have guided us. Lord, guide us, give us fear in you, give us comfort, and give us wealth, riches. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا جنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز غفار يا رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وآله وصحبه وبارك وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين آمين آمين.
Amen. May we request everyone to be seated now. From the man whose mastery of words contributed immensely to frame the ideas that gave birth to the movement we declare today, the chairman of the Citizen National Guard, Dr. Ricardo D. Fulgencio IV, will now officially open this Congress.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Good morning. Parang mahina pa. Good morning. Salamat po. Isa pong napakalaking karangalan na maging membro ng Citizen National Guard at maging chairman po ng First National Congress. I'm not the chairman, I'm the chairman of this First Congress. Siguro po gusto nyo malaman about CNG. Ano po ang pupuntahan nito? At ano po yung makukuha nyo dito sa maghapon na programa natin? Pero bago po yun, gusto ko lang po mag-share sa inyo na isang napakalaking bagay para sa akin. 8 days from now, that would be July 22. Yung iba po dito, mga witness, I fell down doon sa okasyon natin po, Mr. Butch. I was paralyzed for 1 week sa hospital. And sabi ko nga, wala na siguro. But then again, one has to stand up. In one of those meetings, sabi ko, hindi na ako pupunta doon sa headquarters natin, sa Paterno. Because of fear, baka ma-aksidente ako ulit eh. But I have to conquer my fear. Puntahan ko po ulit kung saan ako bumagsak and stand up and tell them, doon ako bumagsak. I was not able to deliver my speech at that time. Sabi ko, boy, this is it. Not knowing, today, I will stand up here in front of you, talking. Sabi ko nga, it's divine intervention. And then, in one of those meetings, one guy, Professor Butch, suggested na magkaroon tayo ng Congress. And I was thinking, boy, paano natin ito umpisahan? You know, it's not an easy task to put up a national Congress. Seated here in front of me are people behind this Congress. Pwede po ba natin silang palakpakan? Ang CNG po, siguro naman meron kayong mga brochure, but let me repeat it. CNG is here to defend the country, protect the people, and support the duly elected president. Yan po ang ating ahadikain. Defend the country by calling the citizenry. Magsama-sama po tayo. Together, we try and we will try to save the country. And to save the nation, actually. We need to save this nation. Marami po nangyayari. Hindi po natin alam ang totoong nangyayari. We do not know. But together, with the CNG, magsama-sama po tayo. Now, why are we here? It is a nationwide call to defend the integrity of the Republic, to protect the people. Yung mga ilang milyon na po tayo. And again, suportahan po natin ang ating administrasyon. Ano po makukuha nyo mamaya? Makikita po nyo, you will be surprised because CNG will be awarding 2 people. And yan po ang mag-uumpisa. Ang media, I'm asking you to be ready. Yan po ang umpisa nitong Congress na ito. And now, as the chairman of the first National Congress, I declare the CNG Congress open.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Ricardo Fulgencio IV. We would like to acknowledge at this time the members of the board and the officers. The President of the CNG, Princess Lady Anne Sahidula. Vice President and Secretary General Antonio Abad Santos Valdez. Treasurer and Chairman of the First National Congress, Dr. Ricardo D. Fulgencio IV. Assistant Treasurer, Eduardo S. Madrid. This is a new title, Chairman of the President, Chairman Ramon Pedrosa. Board members, Mrs. Cristina Rocco Corona, Engineer Dionisio S. Rojas, Colonel Herbert P. Escalera, General Cesar S. de la Peña, Major Horacio S. Gonzalez, and Rita Gadi, yours truly. May I also acknowledge with pride the presence and the participation of the Citizen National Guard regional chapters. Region 1, the Ilocos region, composed of Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, and Pangasinan. Region 2, composed of Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino. Region 3, composed of Aurora, Bataan, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Tarlac, and Zambales. Region 4A, composed of Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, and Quezon. Region 4B, composed of Mindoro Occidental, Mindoro Oriental, Marinduque, Romblon, and Palawan. The National Capital Region, composed of Metro Manila cities. Region 5, composed of Albay, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Masbate, and Sorsogon. Region 6, composed of Aklan, Antique, Capiz, Guimaras, and Iloilo. Region 7, composed of Bohol, Cebu, and Siquijor. Region 8, composed of Biliran, Eastern Samar, Leyte, Northern Samar, Western Samar, and Southern Leyte. The Negros Island region, composed of Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental. Region 9, Zamboanga del Sur, Zamboanga Sibugay. Region 10, Northern Mindanao, composed of Bukidnon, Camiguin, Lanao del Norte, Misamis Occidental, and Misamis Oriental. Region 11, composed of Compostela Valley, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, Davao Occidental, Davao Oriental. The Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, composed of Basilan, Lanao del Sur, Maguindanao, Jolo, and Tawi-Tawi. Region 12, composed of South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, and Sarangani. We shall now be honored with a special message from a woman who has experienced the desecration of justice done to her beloved husband, the late Chief Justice Renato Corona. Please welcome Mrs. Cristina Rocco Corona.
May I be allowed to deliver my message in English? I think we all know the language. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the first National Congress of our Citizen National Guard, the CNG. We are gathered here today for one purpose, to pledge allegiance to our nation, to our Philippine flag, to rise and be counted as our country's patriots. With us today are the visionaries of the CNG who conceptualized and actualized the goals of this organization. When I was invited to be part of the core group of the CNG, I felt deeply honored and privileged to make this humble contribution to the aspirations of my husband, the late Renato Corona, 23rd Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, a patriot who served our country bravely, with deep conviction and steadfast commitment to give justice to all who seek it. When he took his oath as Chief Justice, he vowed to deliver justice to all, especially the oppressed and downtrodden. As Chief Justice, he was guided by Cicero's words of wisdom, Salus Populi ex Suprema Lex Esto, translated, let the welfare of the people be the highest law. C.J. Corona vowed to be fair when he said, and I quote, "Undaunted by man or circumstance, and unswayed by praise or criticism, in me right will find sanctuary, and wrong will find no refuge." He concluded with a Latin maxim, and I quote, "Let justice be done, though the heavens fall." C.J. Corona was true to his word, and because of it, the heavens indeed fell. I witnessed how he became the most persecuted victim of what many considered the desecration of justice. The past administration used the whole machinery of government against C.J. Corona to exact revenge for the adverse decision of the Corona Supreme Court on Hacienda Luisita. Evidence poured in of alleged taxpayers' funds lining many pockets to paint a scenario that led to convicting C.J. Corona. But they had to concoct stories of little ladies handing over documents, of bank records anonymously left at the gate of a house within a subdivision, of bank transactions added up by an ombudsman to dazzle the public, with an incredible sum of foreign currency allegedly owned by CJ Corona, of 5 properties headlined as 45 properties, all fake news. They couldn't find any real evidence of wrongdoing committed by CJ Corona because, on the contrary, he had embodied the highest ideals of public service and genuine justice. During this painful event in my husband's career, shocking and devastating crimes against him besmirched our family's reputation. I remained in control of myself in faith, but I had to ask, why are they doing this to CJ Corona, to me, and our children, and our very young grandchildren? The eldest was then only 9 years old, but old enough to be very, very hurt and angry. I asked, why are the politically powerful using public funds to persecute us, even our innocent children? The wholesale plunder of public funds was exposed by 2 senators and are well documented by DBM records and by a Supreme Court ruling. We knew the truth. To this day, no evidence has proven any wrongdoing committed by CJ Corona, not even the alleged misdeclared SAL-Ns, which we have successfully proven as not misdeclared, and if necessary, is allowed by law to be corrected. The past president badly wanted to replace CJ Corona with the most inexperienced associate justice, who recently had to be ousted for being unqualified, who was also denounced in Congress for a long string of transgressions she committed against the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Law in 18 congressional hearings. In Chief Justice Corona's case, there was not a single congressional hearing for a complaint that the congressman refused to sign, saying it was flawed, but he was a prosecutor nonetheless, for the funds perhaps. Others signed without reading the complaint because they allegedly took public funds in exchange for their signature. Principled and trustworthy representatives of the people, fortunately, stood their ground and did not sign the sham complaint. In the 35 cases filed against Corona family members as pure harassment, the prosecution was never able to prove anything against the Corona family. But throughout it all, we kept the faith. I have been able to keep calm and composed thanks to a firmly anchored faith, nurtured by my family, by my parents, my grandmother, my husband, my teachers, and our children as well. In God's perfect time, in God's wondrous ways, we believe justice is at hand. We were blessed with a solid family support system that was a valuable source of faith, of strength. Rather than be submerged in grief and recrimination, CJ Corona clothed himself with the love of his family and never retreated in defeat. With dignity, head held high, he continued with the activities he had always enjoyed, mingling with crowds and groups who welcomed him in their midst and affirmed his innocence. And so, we were further blessed with a support system of true friends. My husband enjoyed the comfort and overwhelming support of his bigger family of true friends. His fraternity of brothers, utopian brothers, his devoted lawyers and staff of the Office of Chief Justice Corona, his peers, the Supreme Court family, the judiciary, prayer warriors and cyber warriors in social media, and the public at large, who listened to his words, believed him, followed him, and supported him to this day. I wish to take this opportunity to thank profusely our true friends who offered, some of you are here, who offered us fervent prayers, compassion, understanding, fierce loyalty, various invitations, bottomless support, and their precious time. Many wrote enlightening, factual, and investigative columns in mainstream media, and posted blogs and heartwarming expressions of support in social media. And so when people ask, how did I cope? How did our family cope with what happened during this desecration of justice? I can cite 3 F's, 3 things: faith, family, and friends. They were the greatest blessings that helped us tremendously to transcend our ordeal. On April 29, 2016, Chief Justice Corona succumbed to cardiac arrest at age 67, well ahead of his expected lifespan. It was so heartbreaking for me and our family, and to this day, it is still a great challenge to put the pieces of our lives together without him to guide us and show us the way. We totally miss my husband, whose presence always lifted us up, whose companionship we thoroughly enjoyed. All this came to an abrupt end. Now what's left are the happy memories of a happy marriage and family life. All the sweet feelings of the loving and caring for each other have been immortalized. Now, how do I make sense of this desecration of justice that I witnessed? Like the phoenix, CJ Corona knew he must rise from the ashes, from the depths of this desecration of justice, to soar triumphant to new heights. Together with his family, his nuclear family, as well as his bigger family, he must transcend the collective hurt and anger, discern its message, and bring this up to a level where the experience can bear fruit for the common good. What happened to CJ Corona was a catalyst for social change. Evil was unmasked. Many who initially believed in the past administration became disillusioned and started questioning the myth that they had believed for so many years. Many also realized that the cancer has grown in Philippine society, which allows the economic and political powers to manipulate and orchestrate a grand scheme to defraud taxpayers of their hard-earned funds, only to be taken by the very same so-called public servants who swore to serve the people. Taxes raised and earmarked by Congress for infrastructure and other basic government services were diverted to satisfy the selfish interests of the powerful few who wanted to remove CJ Corona simply because he could not be manipulated, bought, or swayed. There is now the growing realization of the need for more vigilance against whimsical misuse of public funds, of the illegal and evil DAP, or Disbursement Acceleration Program, of treacherous public servants and deceitful propaganda. The question is now being asked, how many public servants do we have in our present political horizon who are truly trustworthy and can bring about changes in governance standards? In future elections, who should run for office and receive our support and votes for a better Philippines? Who can truly resist the temptations of wealth and more power and truly promote the welfare of the people? It is about time that we consider public service as a serious and difficult calling. Only deserving public servants merit our support. Thank you. There are duly elected and appointed government officials who have proven their loyalty to our country. Their fearless adherence to the tenets of good governance and their effective leadership in steering the course of our nation towards the same patriotic purposes espoused by Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio, and other genuine heroes of Philippine history. They merit our support. Admittedly, enemies of the state lurk in the shadows behind slanted banner headlines of mainstream and social media, as well as foreign media, to undermine the present leadership of our country. In a well-orchestrated and well-funded propaganda machine that seeks to oust a duly elected president of our country because the opposition lusts for political and economic power and wishes to take over the reins of government to the detriment of the underprivileged sectors of our society. We must not get sidetracked by these enemies of our nation who apparently want to revive the regime of godlessness, drugs, corruption, misused public funds, fake news, tanimbala, oppression of Hacienda Luisita farmers, death to victims of the Vaxia vaccine, malversation of PhilHealth senior citizens' funds, slaughter of Special Action Forces Mama Sapano troops, apathy towards Yolanda calamity victims, malversation of Department of Health personnel benefit funds, narco-politics, electoral fraud. The list is long and regrettable, hugging the headlines these days. We surely don't want to bring this back. The patriotic fervor of the Citizen National Guard must rise to the challenge of defending our present administration to prevent derailment of its efforts towards safeguarding our nation's well-being. Citizen National Guard pledges its support to defend, protect, and if necessary, lay down their lives, our lives, to safeguard the life of our nation and its duly elected and appointed officials. We pray for our duly elected President, that he may continue to lead us towards permanent and meaningful change. This change will prosper when the moral fiber of our nation is indestructible. Such moral fiber is woven by the love and care within a family, by parents who are physically and emotionally present and attentive to the needs of family members, by the love and obedience of children to the teachings of their parents. The strength of the family is the moral fiber that will reject godlessness, drugs, corruption, desecration of justice, electoral fraud, and demonization of democratic ideals. The family is the basic unit of society. If we want a strong nation, we must safeguard the sanctity of the family. This is what CNG stands for. We want to safeguard the family, and we wish that this will happen in our lifetime, that the family is considered the basic unit of society and the foundation of a strong nation. Thank you very much for your attention, and enjoy the rest of the CNG Congress.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Corona, for that very inspiring message. And now, from a warrior, a soldier officer, and a rebel with the cause of guarding our nation, another message from Brigadier General Cesar de la Peña.
By the way, ang nakikita po ninyong larawan ko ay noong pong 1989. I was then 39 years old. Ganyan po ako kagandang lalaki noon. One of the legacy pictures that I have been treasuring is when I signify my intention to defend this country at all costs. Chairman Attorney Ramon Padrosa, Honorable Chairman of CNG, Princess Lydian Sahidula, the present President of CNG, my friend Butch Valdez. Siya po ang dahilan kung bakit lahat ay gumagalaw. Very inspiring leader. Si Dr. Rick Fulgencio, another inspiring leader. Ikinuwento po niya kanina nung siya'y matumba doon sa isang meeting namin doon. At hanggang ngayon, ganun pa rin ang passion niya to serve CNG. Madam Corona, yun po ang isang ilaw ng tahanan na naghihirap. Nagkaroon ng pagpapasakit dahil sa maling ginawa ng mga masamang tao na gustong sumupil sa ating bansa. Madam, my very good friend and beautiful Miss Rita Cathy. Siya po ang nag-i-interview sa akin palagi pero tinataguan ko naman. Isang mapagpalang umaga po sa ating lahat. Sa makasaysayang araw na ito, ito po ang una ngunit hindi huling araw na tayo magkakasama-sama. Ang CNG po, kung ating lilimiin, ang ibig sabihin ay bantay ng bayan. Bantay ng bayan saan? Marami pong kalaban ng ating bayan. Narinig po lang sa ating paligid araw-araw. Nakakasalamuhan natin. Kuminsan nga inigitian pa tayo at kinakamayan. Subalit sa loob ng kanilang puso ay nandun ang masamang hangarin na alipining muli ang ating bansa. Ako po ay isang retiradong kasapi ng Philippine Marines. Uwa! Nagretiro po ako noong 2006 pagkatapos ng 35 taong paglilingkod sa ating bayan. Noong kami po ay pumasok sa serbisyo, kami may tinatawag na panunumpa or oath of allegiance to the Republic. that we will defend this country sa lahat ng mga threats na sisira at wawasak sa ating inang bayan. Sa loob po ng mga taong yon ng aming pagsiservisyo, nandyan po kami. Handang ialay ang aming buhay, ang aming karangalan, ang aming pamilya. Subalit nung kami po ay lumabas na sa serbisyo at mag-retire, hindi po namin inalis yung pangakong yon na magsisilbi pa rin kami. Ang ibig sabihin noon, kahit na kami retirado, although may hina ng mga tuhod, handa pa rin kaming lumaban para sa ating inang bayan. Yung sa lahat po na nandito ngayon, na naging membro ng uniform services at saka lahat ng mga naging empleyado ng gobyerno, let us give ourselves kaunting palakpak naman para sa ating mga. Tayo po sa kasalukuyan ay nahaharap sa mga pagsubok bilang bayan dahil sa napakaraming mga pagtatangka na ibalik ang gustong mangyari ng mga tao na nagdaang leader politikal. Sirain ang ating pinapangarap ng inang bayan. Maswerte rin naman po tayo dahil meron tayong isang Pangulo na handang itaya ang kanyang buhay, ang kanyang karangal at ang kanyang pamilya. Para i-counter ang anumang balak nila. Sa makatuwid tayong mga mamamayan ay may paghamon. Ano pong paghamon? Tayo yung mga Pilipino na pinagtatanggol ng ating mga leader ngayon. May kasabihan po tayo noon, kung hindi tayo magtatanggol sa ating sarili ay sino pa? At kung hindi natin gagawin ito ngayon, ay kailan pa? Sa bawat puso, sa bawat pag-iisip at damdamin ng bawat Pilipino, meron po tayong responsibilidad sa ating bansa, sa ating pamilya, at sa ating sarili. Ang papananatiliin natin ng ating bansa ay tahimik, may pag-asang umasenso, at may katahimikan sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay. Yan po ang mga dahilan kung bakit ang CNG was conceptualized. Voluntaryo po ito eh. Idinikta lang ng ating mga puso na sumama tayo rito dahil gusto natin na mapatino ang ating bansa. At handa natin isugal ang ating buhay. Lahat-lahat na sa atin para sa ating bayan. Alam po natin ang kaaway ng ating bansa, ng ating bayan. Dinidefine po yan sa ating pinapalabas na intentions ng creations ng CNG. Lagay po natin sa puso yan, sa ating isipan. At samahan natin ng isang makatwirang paniniwala na hindi sila magtatagumpay dahil ang CNG ay nandyan. Maraming mga patriotikong Pilipino ng daang panahon. Alam po natin yan, tinuturo sa atin yan sa ating elementary grades, high school, and sa ating pag-aaral. Alam ko naman na kaya natin gawin lahat yan eh. Because we are motivated by the fact wala pong substitute ang kapayapaan, katahimikan, at ang pagiging independente ng ating bansa. Kaya po, hinihiling ko sa lahat ng mamamayang Pilipino, gampanan po natin ang mga dapat nating gampanan sa harap ng pagsubok ng ngayon ay hinaharap ng ating inang bansa. Pasalamat tayo sa ating Pangulo. Sa pangunguna niya, nagkasama-sama tayo. At dahil dyan, Inaasahan ko ng mga kasama natin lahat na sama-sama natin ipagtatanggol ng ating bansa sa anumang haharapin itong mga pagsubok sa darating pang mga araw. Mabuhay ang Citizens National Guard. Mabuhay ang Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Mabuhay po tayo lahat.
Uwa. Uwa.
Salamat.
Maraming salamat po. Allow me to take you back to the 14th century, when a Sultan of Sulu, with a delegation of over 300, left on a trade mission to go to China and settled there for close to a month in the district of Zhejiu. When he died on the way home from China, the emperor requested that his body be brought back to Zhejiu and to be buried there with full honors. His two sons stayed for the construction of the mausoleum, and thereafter, by royal decree, their descendants were given Chinese citizenship with the Chinese name An. The mausoleum was and continues to be taken care of by the village of Zhejiu in the province of Shandong and has become a regular tourist destination because the Muslim Sultan is the only foreign king who has been honored by the Emperor of China. Today, we are most privileged by the presence of the Sultan's progeny, the lovely heiress of the Sultan, Princess Lady Anne Indanan Salibu, President of the Citizen National Guard.
Thank you. You may take your seat. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Peace be unto you. The Congress Chairman of the Citizen National Guard, National Board, Professor Antonio Abad Santos Valdez, the Congress Chairman of the Citizen National Guard, Dr. Ricardo Fulgencio IV, and the Chairman of the Citizen National Guard is Attorney Ramon A. Pedrosa. Fellow members of the Citizen National Guard, palakpak naman tayong lahat. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On the occasion of this historic first Congress of the Citizen National Guard, I want to share a short history with you. A long time ago, there were only Lumad living peacefully in the archipelago that my people call Lupasu. But other people called called it by other name such as Islas Filipinas or the Philippines Islands. The most dominant lumad were the Tausug. Their influence following the Siri Visaya and Majapahit. Empires reigned principally in Sulu, for which they were recognized as the Sulu Empire. The elders tell us of far-flung communication in the Marianas, in the Laut, or the High Seas. And beyond to the east, and what they call Malayo, or Malaysia, they traded with Cathay, India, and Saudi Arabia. The empire has retreated from the consciousness of these Tausug because they are a well-known warriors of their homeland, and they are there. And will awaken only when the imams of the empires obey the record of Sarsila, identify the truth heir of the last Sultan of Sulu, and proclaim him through the Council of Datus. All the rest is political demagoguery, invented by pretenders and self-interest, aliens to the ancient principle of Limawan and Bangsawan, and so it was. In the old day, the two recognized the source of the authority in the law of barangay, in kusog ko, raayat ko. Meaning, my people are my strength. And so, here we are. The fabric of our nationhood, torn by forces within and without. That is the story of my people. It is proud history. And it was what ails the present republic of all the people that made up this nation. It is familiar story, for it happened to us. It is being attacked by enemies within and without. I will tell you from our history that our worst enemy has been ourselves. We must think and move together to save the nation from this force that seek to destroy us. Ang Citizen National Guard ay isang samahan na hindi pangkaraniwan. Ito ay may malaking tungkulin sa ating bansa at lipunan. Ito ay isang samahan ng mga mamamayang Pilipino na nagmamahal, matapat, may malasakit na handang ipagtanggol ang ating inang bayan. Kung kinakailangan, pagbuwisan ng ating buhay para depensahan ang ating kasarinlan at kalayaan, handa rin ipagtanggol at protektahan ang mga mamamayang Pilipino sa sinumang mapang-api, mapag-abuso at sumisira sa ating kinabukasan. Tayo ay sumusuporta din. Thank you. Yan ang gusto ko, para at least alam ko nakikinig kayong lahat. Kaya, love ko kayong lahat. Tayo ay sumusuporta din sa ating hinalal na kagalang-galang na Presidente, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. At kahit siya'y nagmumura, yun din ang katotohanan. At sa kanyang adhikain na siya rin ang ating minimithi. Nalabanan ang droga, korupsyon, mga karumaldumal na kriminalidad at kahirapan. Kung ikaw ay isang tunay na Pilipino na may pagmamahal at malasakit sa ating inang bayan at mamamayan, ikaw ay pwedeng sumali ng kusa dito na walang pangsariling interes. Handang ialay ang kanyang buhay na walang pag-alinlangan o anumang kapalit kung hindi ay ang pagmamahal sa kapwa at sa kanyang bayang sinilangan. Kaya huwag kayong magtaka bakit ako'y babae ginawa nilang presidente ng Citizen National Guard. Di ba natin nakikita na kapag sa bahay, ang babae ay laging concern sa kanilang mga anak? Kaya ganun ako. Ngayon, dapat natin itanim natin ito sa ating isipan na ito ay hindi biro. Hindi ito ay sosyalan na makipagsosyal tayo. Hindi. Ito ay para sa kabutihan at para sa kanunlaran natin. Ang sandyata natin dito ay ang ating puso, na busilak puso at ating isipan. Dito ay walang pinipiling relihiyon. Christian ka man, o Muslim, o anuman ang iyong paniniwala, ay dapat igalang ito. Respetuhin ito. Mahirap ka man, o kaya ikay mayaman, o anuman ang inyong tribo, tandaan natin na iisa lang ang ating bandila. At iisa lang rin ang ating lahi. Tayo ay kapwa Pilipino. At iisa lang rin ang ating lahi. Bansa natin ito. Kaya mahalin natin ito. At higit sa lahat, iisa lang din ang ating Panginoon na siyang lumikha sa sanglibutan at nagbibigay ng ating buhay. Dapat magkaisa na tayo, mga minamahal kong kababayan. Sino pa ba ang magtulungan at magmalasakit sa ating kapwa at inang bayan kung hindi tayo mamamayang Pilipino? Kung hindi tayo, sino? Sino ang ating maaasahan pa? Kung hindi ngayon, kailan? Kailan pa natin gagawin ito? Kaya, gumising na tayo, mga mahal kong kababayan. Tama na ang hidwaan at mga inggitan. At tigilan na natin ang kawalan ng pagkakaisa. Tayo na at magsama-sama sa Citizen National Guard. Ito ang inyong presidente. At ito ang inyong presidente ng Citizen National Guard na kung tawagin at kilalang Prinsesa Lady Anne. Ako ay prinsesa ng mga mahihirap. Dahil Alam ko ang Panginoon, mahal nila ang mga mahihirap. Ang Citizen National Guard ay naghihikayat sa inyong lahat ng mga membro na isulong natin ang ating kapayapaan, kasaganaan, at kaunlaran. We are the conscience that breathes life to the words of truth, justice, peace, and development. We are your Citizen National Guard, your shield, and the first responders. We are the defenders of your dreams, the refuge of all your sufferance, and the final arbiter to the greater glory of God, country, and our people. At maraming salamat sa inyong lahat sa pagpunta ninyo sa araw na ito. Mahal na mahal ko kayong lahat. Dapat magkaisa na tayo. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang mga mamamayang Pilipino! Allahu Akbar! Madamo salamat sa inyong tanan. Diyos ti agnina kadakayo, amin. Daghang salamat sa inyong tanan. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Magsukol kanyong katantan. Allahu Akbar!
Thank you very much, our CNG President. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please welcome our keynote speaker as she is about to make her entrance, Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta. Thank you very much. You can all be seated now. Thank you. Professor Antonio Butch Abad Santos Valdez. Professor, Renaissance man, prime mover, and president of our Save the Nation movement will now introduce our keynote speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you a patriot of our Republic of the Philippines, Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta.
Sa ating pong pamunuan ng Citizens National Guard, sa aking mga kasama sa pamahalaan, sa aking mga kaibigan na nandito, kulang ang mahabang oras para ipakilala ko po kayong lahat Si Kuya Bonnie nandun, no? Ayan. At ang aking isang mentor, si Atty. Ramon Pedrosa. Palakpakan po natin si Atty. Pedrosa. Siyempre si Sir Boots. Si Ma'am Rita. At si Dr. Ricardo. Si Princess. Ayan. Siyempre po ang may bahay ng aking profesor at pinagpipitagang punong maestrado, si Chief Justice Renato Corona, ang kanyang may bahay po. Kung saan man naroon ngayon po si Chief Justice, palagay ko po ay yun na ang masasabing rest in peace dahil tapos na ang kanyang pagpapatunay na siya po ay hindi dapat na alis. Yan. Sa mga iba po pong naririto, hindi ko na po mabanggit lahat, Sir Herbert, Sir Gregorio, Sir Horacio, kayo pong lahat, mga kasamang kapatid, brother Muslims from Mindanao, siyempre, ang mga Kristiyano, tayong lahat, Pilipino, isa pong mapagpalayang umaga para sa lahat. Napakainit po ng inyong pagtanggap sa akin, na ito ay lalong nagbibigay sa akin ng inspirasyon upang takin at landasin ang patuloy na pagbibigay ng tapat na serbisyong legal sa ating mamamayang Pilipino. Mainit po at magiliw ang inyong pagsalubong, pagtanggap at pagkilala sa aking kontribusyon sa ating inang bayan. Dahil din po dito ay lubos po akong nagpapasalamat. Init din po ito ng sidhing kolektibong pagyakap natin sa ating minamahal na inang bayan at tadikain pambayan. When I look at the roster of the women and men who are moving forces behind the CNG, I thought that they could have chosen to live in peace, to rest, comfort, and far from madding crowds, so to speak. All of you have gained prominence in your respective fields, honored for your worthy deeds, earned the respect of your peers, and even the heart to please people in and out of our country, and most of all, treasured continuously for being all that you are by your loved ones and people whose lives you have touched. Even without forming the CNG, and being a part of its noble goals for our country and people, all of you have already made significant contributions which can be considered as worthy legacies. But you have chosen to come together here, bringing your individual expertise and pooling your resources. You have made your presence felt and assured our country and people that you are in solidarity with them. Narito tayong lahat upang mabigkis, upang isulong ang malaya, ang kasanlan ng ating inang bayan, maging pantay at maging patnubay sa ating mahal na Pangulo, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. You have remained untouched by complacency and apathy. Thank you for not shutting your hearts and minds to the concerns and cries of the needy. As you go onwards with your noble goals for our country, I hope and pray that you will inspire tepid hearts and unconcerned souls. Meron pa rin mga ilang Pilipinong parang walang empathy. Kahit nakikita nilang nagbabagsakan ng mga sundalo, nagbabagsakan at namamatay ang mga pulis, namamatay ang mga bata na walang kalaban-laban sa bakunang kanilang ibinakuna, samantalang clinical trial pa. Wala silang awak. Wala silang habag sa maralitang Pilipino. Marami din naman akong kaibigang nasa mayamang angkan. Pero makikita mo ang pagbibigay nila ng inspirasyon po sa amin sa Public Attorney's Office upang isulong ang sulok ng katarungan. Pero meron pa rin ilan na nandiyan, walang habag, walang awak. I am honored to be a part of your launching last August 2017 and doubly honored to be a part of your historic activity today. I share your patriotic aspirations that would serve our nation in good stead and save it from all that would harm its progress, dignity, safety, and all the things that are dear to our country. At the Public Attorney's Office, we show our patriotism by honoring our country through our dedicated free legal aid, free legal service to indigents, the marginalized, the helpless, the victims, and the oppressed. Moreover, by observing a work ethic that enables us to truly fulfill the PAO's mandate by serving millions of clients, more than 11 million last year, 2017, handling hundreds of thousands of cases per year, more than 900,000 last year, and obtaining for our clients about 200,000 acquittals for 10 years from 2007 to 2017. Ang sabi po nung araw, pag pawang lawyer mo, kawawa ka nung araw. Pag pawang lawyer mo, mga ampaw siopaw yan. Pero po, nang tayo ay niloob ng Panginoon Diyos na umupo dito sa PAO noong 2001, February 23, sinikap po nating pagtulong-tulungan na ibangon ang PAO o ang Public Attorney's Office. At patunayan sa buong mundo na mga Pilipino ay magigiting. Kaya nung pong araw, noong 2004, ako tinawag sa Vienna, sa United Nations, at ang kanila ngayong pinapattern ay ang PAO ng Pilipinas. Sapagkat tayo lang po ang nakatupad na magkaroon ng isang state legal aid funded agency na independent and autonomous from the Department of Justice. Binasak natin ang dating tradisyon na ang Secretary of Justice, puno na siya ng piskal, ay puno pa siya ng PAO. Lumilitaw na para bang may kolusyon. Pero sang-ayon sa UN parameters, kailangan maging independent para kahit magpalit ng political landscape, nandyan ang PAO. Hindi tau-tauhan at parang istampad lang ng mga makapangyarihan na mapang-api sa mahihirap. We are very grateful to President Rodrigo Roa Duterte for providing us the much-needed support that enables now our office to deliver the best possible services that we can offer to our clientele. Ngayon po, ang laki na ng sweldo ng ating mga PAO lawyer. Alam niyo po, pinakamababang sweldo ng PAO lawyer ngayon? Kaya pagka meron pong tatamad-tamad, isumbong nyo sa akin agad, itawag nyo sa akin. Ang kanilang basic pay, yung pinakabago, 82,000 a month. At may rata pa na 10,000. Kapapasa lang sa bariyan, public attorney 1, wala pang experience at tuturuan ko pa. Pero malaki ang sweldo para po, hindi kagaya nung araw, butas ang medyas, kupas ang barong, o kaya ay may body odor pa dahil walang pambiling sabon. Makikita nyo ngayon ang mga PAO lawyers natin ay higit ang kanilang galing sa mga nasa private at kinatatakutan na ng mga private law officers. Laki na ng sweldo po kaya wala po silang karapatang magtamad. Wala silang karapatang pahirapan ang mahihirap. Kailangan ipakita na makasama ko sa PAO at dinagdagan na po kami ni Pangulo. Mula sa 1,000, naging 2,000 na po kami ngayon. Doble na ang pwersa ng Public Attorney's Office. At sa darating na pagsasara ng taon, sisimula na po ng DPWH ang Central Office New Building ng PAO. Lilipat na po ako mula sa squatter area sa Nia Road. Lilipat na po ako sa Commonwealth Avenue katabi ng COA. Yan po ay handog ng ating Pangulo para sa marami ng Pilipino. At kapag nangyari na po yun, may auditorium pong malaki yun, pwedeng doon na tayo magpulong. Kasya po ang 2,000 tao. Yan. Marami pong pagbabago ngayon, damang-dama natin, kaya huwag natin sayangin ang tunay na katarungan, kalayaan at tinatamasa natin ngayon. Ang sabi ng iba, wala daw human rights ngayon. Ang sabi ko naman, mas may human rights ngayon sapagkat ang legal aid, yan ay fundamental human rights. Matitiis ng ating mga kababayan na magutom kaysa tumanas ng kawalang katarungan. Di ba noong 2016, pinapatay ang mga bata? Ano ang ginawa ng Public Attorney's Office? Ipinakulong ang mga pulis na pumapatay ng mga bata. Ano, pinipistahan sila ngayon. Walo talaga. Pero nung may sundalo naman na kinasuhan, na wala namang kasalanan, si Kuyang Ferdinand Marcelino, Lieutenant Colonel Marcelino, pinalaya naman po ng PAO si Colonel Marcelino. Ganun po ang balansing hustisya. Kapag walang salang, palayain. Kapag may sala, ipakulong at magdusa sa salang kanyang ginawa. Noong pong nakaraang konbensyon namin, naging keynote speaker namin, ang mahal na Pangulo, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Nakakataba po ng puso. Ang sabi niya, quote ko po sa wikang Ingles, "Your dedication to provide quality legal assistance to indigent suspects in this past year has resulted to an impressive 76% acquittal rate for cases handled by PAO. Ang galing ng utak nyo." Yan ang sabi po niya. Ayun, masaya siya, nakalaya yung mga walang sala. Akala ng iba, galit siya sa mga preso. Hindi po totoo yun. Ang gusto niya, kung walang sala, palayain natin. Kung biktima, ipagtanggol natin. Ayaw po niya na tayo naapi. Yung kanyang war on drugs ay nami-misinterpret ng iba. Hindi nyo ba alam? Marami ngayon ang dating nagdodroga na huminto na. Ang dami ngayon ang nagbabagong buhay na. Kaya bakit natin sasalagin o pipigilin ang kanyang misyon na lupigin ang pagdami ng mga droga sa ating bayan? Yan po'y nakakasira ng buhay. Marami pong nahinto sa pag-aaral dahil sa droga, pero nang tumigil sa pagdodroga o masenso umunlad. Paano ang ating kinabukasan kung parang mga zombie na ang ating mga kabataan? Kaya sana po samantalahin natin ang pagkakataong ito, ang kanyang ibinigay sa atin na pagkakataon para magkaroon ng isang bagong Pilipinas. Maraming po salamat.
Another round and louder applause for our keynote speaker. It is her courage, her audacity, and fortitude which continue to make possible the rectitude of wrongs and the atonement for justice. May we request our CNG President by Princess Anne and our President of Save the Nation Movement, to present our plaque of appreciation to the Honorable Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta and the narrative to be read by Dr. Ricardo Fulgencio IV.
The Seasoned National Guard Plaque of Appreciation is awarded to Dr. Persida B. Rueda Acosta in grateful acknowledgement of her distinguished and invaluable service rendered to the country and its people as our keynote speaker.
May we request once again the President of the Citizen National Guard, Princess Lady Anne Indanan Sahidula, Professor Butch Jose Abad Santos Valdez, and our Honorable Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta to please proceed to the ground floor for a very important event. And while our guests are moving on, may we please observe a brief silence to honor all the valiant women and men who have gone before us, leaving the memory of their honorable struggles for the freedoms we are blessed with today. We now come to a historically meaningful moment in today's Congress as we participate in the conferment ceremony of the Most Outstanding Filipino Patriot Award, bestowed for the first time by the Citizen National Guard in accordance with the ultimate standard of patriotism, valor, and honor by awarding the authentic replica of the Andres Bonifacio Katipunan sword with the carved fist at the sword's grip. This award will be given only and rarely as the highest tribute to those who qualify in approximating the measure of heroism of the revolutionary and first president of a republic, Andres Bonifacio. Chairman Ramon Pedrosa will read the citation as he himself has composed this, posthumously to be granted to Andres Bonifacio, the first President of the Republic of the Philippines, to be received by his great-grand-nephew, Gregorio Bonifacio.
Let me explain first how this award came into being. In the deliberations in preparation for this National Congress, the Board of Directors of the Citizens National Guard decided to create a unique award to honor an outstanding Filipino. The name chosen was Most Outstanding Filipino Patriot. The process of choosing such an awardee must satisfy three standards. The person must be a true Filipino. He must be a patriot. The defining modifier is outstanding. Outstanding Filipino, outstanding patriot. A class by itself. Something like a mother of all awards. With this in mind, the decision who to pick from the revered ranks of departed heroes was immediate, and there was no hesitation in naming Dr. Andres Bonifacio for the honor. But this decision raised the bar for the next task of choosing a patriot from among the living. To recognize a person with a steadfast and unequivocal love of country, demonstrated in his life and activity an affirmative personal preference for the poor, the forgotten, the downtrodden Filipino. And so, let me read the citation. While others argued or turned a blind eye to colonial misrule and religious abuse, he roused the common tao to revolution, organizing the kataas-taasang kagalang-galang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, and raising the bolo of the katipunan in the first struggle in Asia against imperial rule. He sought, because he believed na may pag-asa, to to establish a truly democratic government of the Katagailogan, not merely by one or two at the top, but by the people themselves, awakening for the first time the sense of nationhood in our people. At the prime of the struggle, the founder of the Katipunan was betrayed and assassinated by the most treacherous and cowardly of Filipinos, belonging to the Ilustrado class of the Magdalo faction in Cavite. At dahilan sa nagutos nito, nabigo ang himagsikan, shedding his blood to join the innumerable na namatay ang dahil sa inang bayan. His descendants hounded, persecuted, hunted, and killed over the last 100 years. This outstanding Filipino Patriot Award, bukod tanging makabayan sa Katagailogan, is bestowed posthumously with admiration and respect upon Andres Bonifacio. In his behalf, through a direct descendant of his surviving family, Gregorio Bonifacio, great-great-grandnephew of God Andres Bonifacio, being the great-great-grandson of his younger brother, Procopio. Hereby giving voice to the inexpressible sense of the people, provoked by the inscrutable testimony of history, recognizing with grateful hearts his singular role in the emancipation of the Filipino race, challenged by the clear and present call to bring to life his unfinished revolution for the Filipino people, and our eternal debt to the kataas-taasang Pangulo ng Katipunan ng Katagailogan, the first President of the Philippines, granted on this 14th day of July 2016 at Quezon City, Philippines.
The posthumous award to Andres Bonifacio, leader of the Philippine Revolution, first President of the Republic of the Philippines. And presently, to Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta.
Citation. Citation. No one has a monopoly on patriotism. But every once in a while, a bright light shines in the dark. In the jungle of public service, the instances of exemplarity in office or officer are rare. But there is one, charged with the defense of those unable to defend themselves in this country, where the poverty index is at 45%. An incredible record in 1 year saw the release from imprisonment on grounds ranging from due process to old age of some 86,000 incarcerated individuals. This astonishing track is repeated year after year, culminating at last fiscal period, where free legal services were extended to 11,616,916 poor clients, handling 906,251 cases, with 76.13% disposed in favor of the indigent accused. Arrayed against these poor and defenseless are the rich and the powerful in the thousands, in airport syndicates, abusive employers, a giant in the maritime industry, big pharmaceutical companies, erring and negligent government officials, pitted in legal battle against the common tao, going through the travails of a life of poverty and helplessness. In recognition of the exemplary performance of official duties in government service, diligently addressing the needs of the forgotten Filipino, and in further recognition of intellectual competence and personal moral courage exhibited in the performance of the duties of office, defending the truth, devoid of political and personal interest, and at the risk of vilification by hostile interests in defense of the underprivileged Filipino, the Citizen National Guard hereby bestows with unqualified admiration and respect the Outstanding Filipino Patriot Award upon Dr. Persida V. Rueda Acosta, DSD, in her personal capacity as Chief Public Attorney of the Public Attorney's Office of the Department of Justice of the Republic of the Philippines. She has redefined the paradigm of public service, extending the hand of government to the forgotten and the disenfranchised with persistence and fearlessness beyond the call of duty, exercised with dedication and impartiality regardless of status, religion, or ideology, applied with rare personal dedication and initiative in court and out of court, and in the instrument of unifying the people and the country, an inspiration to her army of public attorneys spread throughout the length and breadth of the archipelago. So ordered.
Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta, recipient of the Most Outstanding Filipino Patriot Award, as she has unsheathed the blade and raises it to the heavens to symbolize her crusade for the people's cry for justice. We have all participated in this most historical and meaningful moment of today's Congress, bestowed for the first time by the Citizen National Guard, an honor that is rarely given and given only as the highest tribute to those who qualify in approximating the measure of heroism of the revolutionary first president of the Republic of the Philippines, Andres Bonifacio. May we now acknowledge the presence and give him a warm welcome, the Secretary of National Defense, Secretary Delphine Lorenzana. 29 years ago. We have the short-lived Philippine Revolution of 1896. But do we really know the gravity of the battles that our heroes fought and the degree of their sufferance that they endured? We seek today among us the Marines who have not yet retired, and all of us of the Citizen National Guard. We seek among us the profile of patriots who would, in like manner and in our time, approximate the glory of the past and of those who gladly offered themselves to a cause that is greater than their lives. Today, we are most honored by the presence of our distinguished guest of honor, who carries in his heart the ideal of a noble warrior. May we request Professor Antonio Buchabad Santos Valdez to make the proper introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, Department of National Defense Secretary Delphine Lorenzana.
Maraming salamat, Lutz. Pwede magsuko kayo lahat. Nais ko munang batiin yung mga nandito sa presidential table. Dr. Presida Luida Acosta, Chief Public Attorney of the Philippines. Princess Lady Anne Indanan Sahidula, President Citizen National Guard. Salita na pala siya, hindi ko napakinggan yung speech niya kanina. Professor Antonio Buchabad Santos Valdez, Vice President and Secretary General Citizen National Guard. Matagal ko ng kaibigan. Attorney Ramon Pedrosa, Chairman of Citizen National Guard. Dr. Ricardo Fulgencio Deport, CNG Board Member and CNG First National Congress Chairman. Brigadier General Cesar de la Peña, retired Board Member of CNG. Saan ba si Cesar? Miss Cristina Roco Corona, Board Member, ma'am. Attorney Rita Gadi, Board Member. Ikaw ba, ma'am, yung dating announcer? Oo. Sabi ko na nga ba eh. I used to watch her before. Participants and members of the Citizen National Guard, government officials present, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Bagamat tag-ulan, pero ngayon medyo walang ulan, makulimlim ang panahon. Pero magandang umaga po sa ating lahat din. Andito tayo kayo at nakakaisa-isa tayo. I sincerely thank the CNG for this great honor of having been invited as a speaker and for the opportunity to be with you today during your first National Congress. Alam po ninyo, nagpunta sa akin sina Mr. Pedrosa at saka si Bots Valdez. Like last year yata yun, and they told me about this organization. Sabi ko maganda ito. Dahil I think this is one venue where some of us who are not member of any organization can also participate in nation building or security of our country. Allow me to express my solidarity in the advocacies of the organization, especially in saving the nation from some of the forces that would like to topple or do harm to our country. With the evolving threats to our security landscape, we are truly in immediate need of reserve force and citizen patriots like you to assist our government in ensuring security for our country. and instilling the ideals of love of country to our fellow men. As we modernize our armed forces, we are also working on strengthening our manpower. Yung pong mga taong handa sa lahat ng panahon or always ready to help in any emergencies. Alam naman po ninyo na karoon tayo sa mga disasters like typhoon, earthquake, landslides, meron pa tayong Marawi na man-made. Sabihin nyo na nandiyan na lahat ng disaster. We are actually unfortunate that we are here in this part of the world where we are in the typhoon belt. Typhoon belt tayo, we get about 20 typhoons a year. Once in a while, we get the big one like Haiyan. But also we get earthquakes. In fact, according to Rene Solidong, the PBORG's chief, sabi niya, every minute meron tayong mga tremors, hindi lang maramdaman in our country, all over the country. And once in a while, there's a big one like what happened last week when we had this 5.4 in Sarangani and in Batangas. So we are modernizing also our armed forces and also our reserve force to ensure that the armed forces are totally equipped to carry out the actions that may be required of them. I believe that reforming our reserve force to form a more integrated, well-equipped and well-trained force is necessary to achieve our goal of having a more credible defense posture. Hence, we are pushing for the passage and the revival of the mandatory ROTC. Nandiyan na po sa Kongreso yung ating panukalang batas at pinag-aaral lang nila, medyo mabagal po. Siguro kailangan natin ng kunting suporta sa mga tao para bumilis naman yung ating Kongreso. So we need the ROTC so that we can have a more people in the reserve force to be there to prepare for quick mobilization in times of national emergencies. The service can serve as soldiers in times of war. Alam po ninyo noong World War II, sabik lang po yung pangalawang digmaang noong 1941. Karamihan po ng sumagupa sa mga Hapon ay mga ROTC graduates. O konti lang po yung regular officers dyan na galing sa PMA. Kadamihan po ng opisyal at mga sundalo ay galing sa ROTC. So, kung ngayon po mangyayari yun, marami tayo kasi nung itigil yung ROTC noong 2002, when the ROTC was stopped in 2002 because of the killing of one UST cadet, inigil nila yung ROTC. So ngayon, kumunti na lang yung ating mga reservists. Ang mga reservists na lang natin, yung mga nag-retiro mula sa Armed Forces of the Philippines at saka Philippine National Police, kukunti lang yun. Responders in times of disasters or in times of peace, they will function as economic developers and workers for nation building. Being a citizen is more than just a birthright. Kung po tayo ay dito, Pilipino tayo, ay hindi lang tayo pinanganak dito na hindi na tayo gagalaw. Kundi, we as citizens should not just stand and watch. Huwag natin panoorin na nangyayari, kundi tayo ay makialam. It is our duty to defend our country. So before I will continue, I would like to a little and talk about some of the more pressing issues confronting our country. Number one is territorial conflict in the West Philippine Sea. Noong pong July 12, nagkaroon po ng mga maraming tarpaulin na nakita dyan sa airport, sa ibang parte ng Metro Manila, na nakalagay doon, "Welcome to the Philippines, province of China." Hindi po natin alam kung sino makagagawan. Hanggang ngayon ay inimbestigahan pa na kapulisan kung sino yung magawa. But these people are doing a disservice to our country. July 12 is the anniversary of the ruling of the PCA or the Permanent Court of Arbitration. Doon po nanalo tayo. So siguro, itong mga taong gusto nating i-assert ang ating kapag kamanalo ay they are just trying to maybe insult our government, probably for not being more assertive in our claims in the West Philippine Sea. Pero katunayan po niyan ay wala po nung dumating si President President Duterte, ay wala pong nawalang kahit isang teritoryo ang Pilipinas. Nung pumasok po siya, nandyan na yung China sa Mischief Reef, nandyan na sa Subi Reef, nasa Pirate Cross na, hawak na rin nila ang Scarborough Shoal. That was when the President entered the presidency in June 30, 2016. Ngayon po, ano ang sitwasyon dyan? Wala pong pagbabago. Hindi naman sila nakakuha pa ng additional territory. In fact, the territory that we lost was lost during the last administration. Wala pong nawala rito. Now, since we won, now some people would like the government to be more assertive. Anong gusto nilang gawin natin? Banggain natin yung mga Chinese dyan sa West Philippine Sea o sa Spratly Islands with all their ships and their submarines there. Now, we believe that the President was right in hindi lang natin ipagmamalaki masyado yung ating kapakanan. Hindi naman niya he is not sitting aside the ruling. It's still there. In fact, sinabi niya kay President Xi Jinping, before I leave office, I'm going to invoke the ruling, the arbitral ruling. Ay, hindi naman umiibig si Xi Jinping. Sabi pa ni Presidente, Mr. President, the West Philippine Sea is ours. We are going to dig for oil. Ang sagot lang ni Mr. Xi Jinping, sabi niya, Mr. President, remember that we also claim the area. Yun ang sinabi niya. So, what happened there is, status quo, we resume our trading, robust trading with the Chinese. When the President assumed the presidency, there was no trading of banana with the Chinese. Tinigil po nila yan nung nag-file tayo ng arbitral ruling. Saka isa pa, before we even go to the court, the PCA court, sinabi na ng China, whatever the outcome of that ruling, we are not going to honor. Hindi namin kikilalanin yung ruling na yan. Basta amin yung 9-dash line na yan. So the ruling says, the Chinese do not have any basis for the 9-dash line, therefore it is invalid. Pero hindi naman ino-honor ng China. So anong gagawin natin? We go to war? Sabi nga President, we go to war with it? No. So I think the prudent thing to do is to deal with China as a partner, trading partner, tourism, lahat na. They're helping us with our military modernization if we want to use the equipment. In fact, we have a $1 billion standby credit with the Chinese to buy equipment from them. But I told the Chinese that we still have money. Pagka naubos na yung pera namin, we might tap into this credit, but we have not yet used the credit. That's the territorial conflict in West Philippine Sea. But there are some sector that are really wanting us to, parang kinakalampag nila yung presidente na anong ginagawa mo. You just read the newspaper, parang sinisisi nila sa presidente kung ano nangyari sa West Philippine Sea. But don't be told, nung pumasok siya, nandyan na yan sila. At hindi na natin sila matatanggap. Number 2, the fight against religious extremism. Ito na yung mga ISIS, mga Abu Sayyaf. So, alam naman ninyo nangyari sa Marawi last year. May 23, gusto nilang sakupin yung buong Marawi. Nagkaroon ng bakbakan dyan. Napakarami pala nila sa loob. We did not know that there were so many of them inside Marawi. It took us 5 months to remove them, to kill most of them. But we lost 168 soldiers. 165 or 64 yung soldiers and the rest of the policemen. Yun po nangyari dyan, plus more than 100 civilians were killed. At yung buong syudad nasira. So, the President, when he spoke to the people of Marawi, doon sa illegal, sa evacuation center, sabi niya, kasalanan ninyo ito. Kasalanan niyo dahil pinapasok ninyo yung mga ISIS dyan. So medyo nasaktan yung mga maranaw. Sabi niya, ba't kami sinisisi ng Presidente? Sabi ko, totoo naman hindi niyo pinayagan yung pumasok dyan, hindi naman nakakagulo sa Marawi. Now, Marawi is still destroyed. The rehabilitation is not yet starting. Bakit? Kasi napakaraming bomba na hindi pumutok na nandoon ngayon sa loob na hinahanap pa ng ating engineers. 75 of the bombs dropped by the airplanes, nandun pa ay, we have still about 15 that are unaccounted for up to now. Yung malalaking bomba ito yung mga 250 pounders at saka 500 pounders. Kung pumutok yan, buong mawawala itong building na to, yung 500 pounder. So it's very dangerous for the people to go there or to even start rehabilitating without clearing. So anong ginawa ng gobyerno sa mga evacuees? Naggawa tayo ng mga temporary housing around Marawi. So the target is 6,400 houses. I think the HUDCC has already constructed about 3,000, almost 4,000. So konti na lang. So by the end of this year, all those evacuees will be housed. Kompleto yung mga communities nila. Meron silang school houses, meron silang community building, meron mosque, everything. Meron store doon. So everything is being prepared for. Then the entire Marawi will be cleared and the government will rebuild Marawi, a better place than before. So yun po, our fight against the ASG, yung Abu Sayyaf is continuing. Up to now, I think they still hold some hostages with them. Marami kasi silang hostage na gusto nilang ipa-ransom. But nobody is paying them anymore, so just keeping the hostages. I think they still have about less than 10 na lang, mga 9 o 8 na lang hostages na. Na-recover na natin yung iba. And our fight with the BIFF, yung sa Central Mindanao, sa may Cotabato, Maguindanao, meron siyang grupo dyan eh. They are not part of the MILF, they are not part of the MNLF, they are fighting the government. So, as I speak now, I think there are still skirmishes going on between our forces and them. So medyo magulo pa doon sa lugar na yun. But other areas like Davao, Cagayan de Oro, Zamboanga in a way is also safe, peaceful. Basilan, wala namang gulo dyan. Hulo, andyan pa rin Abu Sayyaf with hostages. Tawi-Tawi is very peaceful. There is a daily flight to Tawi-Tawi, you can go there. There's maraming beaches doon. In fact, one of the program of the government is to develop Tawi-Tawi into a tourist destination. Number 3, communist insurgency. If you have been following what's happening in the newspaper lately, nagkaroon ng mga world war. The president against Juma Sison, me against Juma Sison. So, ang dahilan kasi nito, the root cause is this, yung peace talks natin sa ibang bansa. So we have been trying to convince the President na itong ginagawa ng NDF, sabi ko sa kanya, Mr. President, dinidribble-dribble lang tayo niyan eh. Gusto nila doon para sa sikat-sikat sila kakaroon sa stature. So during the last back-channeling, for some reason, our negotiators, yung panel natin, nakipag-agree agad, back-channeling pa lang. So we question that. Back-channeling pa lang, mayroon na agreement na stand down, interim ceasefire, then complete ceasefire, blah, blah, blah. Back-channeling pa lang yun. So the NDF were able to get only one. Nandun lahat sa agreement na yun. So we question that. Sabi natin, Mr. President, I think we should examine what these agreements are. Yung mga pinirmahan pa noong 1990s hanggang ngayon, yung Hague Declaration, yung JASIG, kung ano pa yung mga pinipirman na ginagamit ng NDF to tie our hands to negotiate properly. So sabi ng Presidente, okay, tigil muna yung peace talk ng 3 months, tingnan ko muna ito. Well, they were studying this, nakita na niya na kung gaano ka disadvantage sa atin yun. So sabi niya, what do we do? So, nagtusan niya kami, ito pala si Ado Paglinawan, ay ba Ado? Si Ado is one of our media practitioner ito at tumutulong sa amin. So, we studied all the documents for several weeks and we came up with a recommendation. Sabi namin sa kay Presidente, it's better to have a localized peace talks. So ngayon, mag-i-issue na ng directive si Presidente, EO, State Border, that we will continue with the localized peace talks. May pirang nakalaan dyan, lahat ng bababa ng mga MPA na may baril. Kung anong klaseng baril, mayroong money for firearms program. Kung mas malaking caliber, mas malaki ang makukuha ng pera for his livelihood. So, since November last year, it's about already 1,400 of them. MPA regulars, plus militia ng bayan, plus supporters nila, nandun na bumababa na sila. And the government is trying to relocate them, bring them a livelihood, housing. Kasi sabi namin kay Presidente, it's cheaper to have this, to do this, than to fight them. Napakagastos po yung paglalaban na yun kasi namamatayan pa tayo ng tao at nagugulo pa yung communities. So that's what's happening in our population insurgency. So ngayon, today, in the newspaper, sinasabi ni Jose Maria Sison, yung nasa Utrecht, nasa Netherlands, sabi niya, waste of money daw yung localized peace process. Waste of money sa kanya kasi hindi sa mga makikinabang eh. Waste of money sa kanya dahil hindi na siya, as far as we are concerned, hindi na siya kasama sa usapan. Diyan ka, tumira ka dyan. Kung gusto mong mag-participate, come home. Ayaw niya umuwi dahil marami siyang kaso dito. Sabi ko nga, yung Plaza Miranda, siya pala ang nag-utos ng bubahin yun. Plus, ang dami silang pinatay ng mga kasamahan nila na napagkamalan nilang deep penetration agent ng military. Dito, sa Bicol, sa Cagayan Valley, sa Mindanao. Libo yan. Libo yung pinatay nilang mga kasamahan nila. And alam natin, meron tayong witnesses who could say that this was ordered by them this season. So takot siyang bumalik dito. So siguro mas mabuti pang tumira na lang siya doon and stay there forever until maybe he dies so that hindi na siya makikialam dito. Fight against illegal drugs. Ito ay isa sa mga napaka-importanting proyekto ni Presidente. He knows this because his experience in Davao City has opened his eyes on the evils of drugs. Sabi niya, nasisira ang pamilya dyan. Not only the family, but the whole community. Nasisira ang pamilya and the whole community. And this is destroying the youth of the land. Ay sabi niya, palagi siya sabi, you destroy the youth of the land and I will kill you. Pero sabi naman, hindi man ako kapatay. Siguro yung pulis naman ang mahahabol niya. It's not him. Okay. Last is disaster resiliency. I am, as the Secretary of National Defense, ako rin yung chairman ng National Disasters, in the RRMC, National Disaster Relief and Rehabilitation Council. Yung council na yan, ako ang chairman, it is composed of many agencies. Nandiyan yung DILG, the SWD, DepEd, the OH, NEDA, everybody. And we manage the preparedness of our people to withstand or to prepare to withstand calamities, especially yung typhoons. But in Metro Manila, ito makinig tayo mabuti sa mga taga Metro Manila, we are actually expecting the big one. Sabi nga lang, the big one ay malaking lindol to the tune of about 7.3 in the Richter scale. 7.3 is katulad na yung mga nangyari sa Tsushima, dun sa may Japan, na nagkaroon ng malaking tsunami. Now, the fault, yung tinatawag nilang West Valley Fault, is extends from North Sagaray, Bulacan, dadaan dyan sa Montalban, Marikina River, punta dyan, hanggang doon sa airport Santa Rosa. Yan ang extent ng West Valley Fault. And every year yan, gumagalaw yan ng pakunti-kunti. The last time it moved, the big one was about 400 years ago. Ay ang cycle niyan is every 400 years. So malapit na. That's why meron tayong Greater Manila Resiliency Council, which is co-chaired by me and the DNR. We had a meeting the other day. At ito na namin tinitrain yung mga tao, mga barangay, mga towns to prepare. Yung responders, ang estimate ng DBORGS, si Rene Solidong, sabi niya, the first tira ng bigwang, sabi niya, we will have at least mga 30,000 killed. Hindi pa kasama yung bonding niya. Walang tubig dahil masisira yung water line. Walang kuryente, masisira yung... walang kalsada dahil mabibiyak yan. So what are we going to do? So ang sabi natin is, every household should be prepared. Meron kayong sariling pagkain dyan that will last for about 3 days. Because expect 3 days before the responders will come. Ang mga responders natin sa mga disaster na ganito, mga earthquake, hindi galing sa lugar nyo. Kasi lahat kayo natamaan eh. You will be taking care of your family. People coming from other places will come to help us. That is what we are trying to train. Train natin yung mga taga Bulacan, taga Rizal, even in Visayas, even in Central Luzon. We are training them to be the responders. Kung mangyari sa atin yan, papunta sila dito kung mag-respond. Kung sila naman tamaan, we will go there to help them. And we are also preparing our helicopters because that is the only transportation for the first couple of days bago na-restore natin yung kalsada. So this is part of the job of the CNG. Sasama na yun yan sa trabaho ninyo, yung mga disaster resiliency program. And sabi nga namin sa mga the battle cry namin is ang handa ay buhay. Ang handa ay mabubuhay. Because if you are prepared what to do, there are training that is being conducted in the barangay level. Sinutukan na namin dyan sa Quezon City. Nagkaroon na kami dyan ng mga drills, mga earthquake drills. Anong gagawin ninyo? Pagka lumindol, anong gagawin natin? Do not go out. You seek for another, siguro tabi ng mga mesa dito. Do not go under the table because the table will collapse. So, yun ang mga dapat nating malaman. And we have invited experts to train our people. And so, to all citizen patriots who are here, I hope that you will remain committed to your battle cry of defending the country, protecting the people, and supporting the President. Alam niyo, si President Duterte, medyo hindi lang maganda kung minsan yung mga salita niya. Nagmumura yan. But I assure you, his heart is pure sa pangtao. He cares for the people. He cares for his people. When he was mayor for 23 years, hindi siya natutulog ng gabi. What he does is to go around the city, especially kung umuulan, sa mga panahon, kasi alam niya maraming stranded. And he brings those people home. Kaya ngayon ang ugali niya, gising siya hanggang madaling araw, matutulog siya hanggang alas 12 ng gabi, ng tanghali. That is, hindi na niya siguro mawawala yung ugali na yun because he was used to that when he was mayor. Kaya ngayon, wala kami activities dyan sa Malacanang ng umaga. Palagi hapon sa kagabi, hanggang madaling araw. Kung minsan nag-cabinet meeting kami hanggang alas 3 ng madaling araw. Lahat, inaantok siya, hindi. Kasi siya lang sanay mga. So that's what he does. And he cares for the people. Kira naman ninyo yung pag-alaga niya or care that he gave to policemen who are dead. Kahit na malayo, pinupuntahan niya kung namatay sa line of duty, nandun siya. Yung nakikiramay siya sa mga pamilya. So on behalf of the Defense Department, I also wish you success in your resolution in defending the Republic against the enemies of the state. Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang inyong pamahalaan.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Secretary of National Defense, Delphine Lorenzana. Another round of applause, please. It's a great honor that as we stand to defend our country, our guest of honor is the Secretary of National Defense. We can all be seated now. In addition to his prepared speech, talaga naman ang dami pa niyang kinwento at shinare sa atin sa mga bagay-bagay na kinakailangan natin maisaloob. They were asking, why am I speaking in English from the beginning up to this time? Because we are being recorded and we are being broadcast a little later all over the world. Marami tayong mga kasapi sa iba't ibang bansa na marahil ay pagminsan hindi na rin naiintindihan ng ating lengguwahe. So I had to speak in English for the benefit of those who will be viewing us in other countries, Filipinos likewise, and their neighbors and their friends, so they would know here, on this day, we made an appointment with history to defend our country. We would like to request now our Secretary General, our President of the CNG, Princess Anne Saliduha, and our Honorable Butch Jose Abad Valdez and Secretary Lorenzana for the plaque of appreciation that CNG is going to give our distinguished guest. And this will be read by Dr. Ricardo Fulgencio IV.
The Citizen National Guard Plaque of Appreciation is awarded to Honorable Delphine N. Lorenzana.
Hindi lang po plaque of appreciation. Our President of the CNG will also be conferring the CNG membership to the Secretary of National Defense, Delphine Lorenzana, Princess Lady Anne Indanan Salidu. He is now one of us, and we are one with him. Okay. So in addition to that, he will also be receiving his ID, kagaya ng mga identification natin lahat. Thank you very much. Again, you witnessed history. We pause for a while as food for our bodies are coming after so much food for our minds, our souls, our hearts, and the warrior in us. So, pahinga ng saglit habang inaayos ang ating pananghalian, ngunit yung ating presidente ng Citizen National Guard ay maghahandog sa atin ng isang matamis na awit.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alam nyo, mahirap talaga ang maging leader kasi kailangan lagi kang handa sa puso at diwa at sa gawa. Alam nyo, hindi man ito kasama sa program, pero parang natouch naman ako. Sabi sa akin ni SND, hindi ko na narinig ang speech niya. Oh my God. Anong nangyari? Sinasabotahin na yata tayo ng kalaban. At yung mga kalaban, wala sila dapat ikagalit sa atin. Dahil tayo lahat ay magkaisa, di ba? Kahit sila yung mga kalaban natin, kaibiganin pa rin natin hanggang sa makonsensya sila, eh di sasama na sila sa atin, di ba? Okay ba kayong lahat? Nakarindi na ba ang music? Anyway, this song I'd like to dedicate, of course, to our beloved Honorable Secretary ng National Defense, no other than our Secretary Delphine Lorenzana. And of course, Attorney Presida is here with us also this afternoon. At malaking karangalan sa atin na kahit tayo ay mga voluntarism lang naman, ay nandun pa rin pala ang puso nila sa atin na dapat nilang bigyan ng pansin kung ano ang nangyayari sa atin, di ba? So palakpakan natin sila. Yung malaking palakpak. Very good. Kaya nga kakantahan ko kayo kahit makauwi kayo sa bahay, sa inyong mga probinsya, at least naalala nyo pa rin na ang prinsesa ng mga pulubi. Eh kasi, ready? Okay. Like you did before.
Yung awit niyang yan ay parang isang challenge. Sasagutin siya ng ating mga Marines. Ang kanilang mga t-shirt, Marines Forever. We would like to also welcome a Muslim dance dayang-dayang, Alicia Abdul.
Let's welcome Attorney Larry Gadon. Thank you, Larry. Can we request you to give us one song? Pwede? Gusto ko nyo madinig si Attorney Larry Gadon kumanta. Alright. Alright. May microphone ba dyan? Ed? Yan.
Hello. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Actually po ako ay inimbitahan lamang dito ng aking kaibigan, si Mrs. Nina Corona at si Dr. Rick Fulgencio, nakasama ko sa Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Co-director ko siya dyan. At ito naman si Ed, co-director ko rin. Maraming salamat nga pala sa pag-imbita niyo sa akin. Yung pagkanta, magandang hapon na Princess Lady Anne Sahidula, and of course si Secretary Delphine Lorenzana. Sir, good afternoon. At ang aking kaibigan, ang aking ate, si Attorney Persida, of course. At si Professor Butch Valdez na madalas akong interviewin sa radyo. Si Secretary Cesar de la Peña. Oh. Good afternoon sa inyo. At of course, siyempre, ang sikat na ginagalang ng lahat, si Atty. Rita Gabi. Magandang hapon po. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat. Yung kanta, paano ba ito? Meron ba tayong magagamit na -1? Meron pa dyan sa ano? Sumako'y ibigin ka, ngayon ang kailanman. Hindi ka na mag-iisa, ngayon at kailanman. Sa hirap o ginhawa man, asahang may kasama ka, sinta. Naroon ako tuwing na maasahan mo tuwing na ngayon at kailanman. Dahil kaya sa'yo nang may tadhanang ako'y isilang sa mundo, upang sa araw-araw ay siyang makapiling mo, upang ngayon at kailanman ikaw ay mapaglingkuran. Bakit labis kitang mahal? Pangalawa sa may kapal, higit sa aking buhay. Sa bawat araw ang pag-ibig ko sa'yo niyan lalong tumatamis. Bawat kahapon ay naibig ko, bawat ngayon nadaig na, bawat bukas asa malilimot ka lang. Kapag ang araw at bituin ay di na makalaw, kapag tumigil ang daigdig at di na gumalaw, subalit isang araw pa matapos ang mundo'y matunaw na, hanggang doon magwawakas pag-ibig kong sadyang wakas. Ngayon at kailanman, sa bawat araw ang pag-ibig ko sa'yo niyan lalong tumatamis. Tumingin ka bawat kahapon ay naibig mo, bawat ngayon nadaig na, bawat bukas, bawat araw kahapon ay naibig mo, bawat ngayon nadaig na, bawat bukas labis kitang mahal. Ang isang may kapal, ngayon at kailanman. Buti na lang, napakapos. Salamat po. Hindi lang ho impeachment ang palit ko. Kumakanta rin ako. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po. Nakita naman yon, laging handa. Isa pang surprise number din, si Dr. Persida Rueda Acosta. Magbibigay din ng isang awit. Nakita ninyo talagang kahit na anong sitwasyon, kayang-kaya.
The end is here. So I face the fire I pray, I say it clear. I state my case, of which I'm certain. I live a life that's full. I travel this and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, you to mention, I did what I had to do. So it proved without exception. I'm glad each other more. Each step along the byway and more than this. I live my yes, there were nights, I'm sure you know, when I did more than I could do. But through it all, when there was doubt, I did not spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I laugh and cry. I had my fear, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing. The day I did all that, and may I say, dahil na siya ay may, oh no, no, not me. I did it my way.
challenge ng pag-aawit. Isa pa. Isa pa. One more.
Hello? Sabayan niyo po ako dito sa kantang ito. Para sa inyo po lahat ito. Teka. Hello? Hello? Hindi nag-pass. Hello? Sabayan niyo po ako dito. Malag na po ako eh. Para sa inyo po ito. The strength, the will to keep on. No one else can make me feel this way. And only you can bring out all the best I can do. I believe you turn the tide and make me feel good inside. You push me out when I'm about to give up. You're on my side when no one seems to listen. And if you go, you know the tears can hurt but slow. Your break is hard and tear it apart. Then suddenly the madness starts. It's your smile, your face, your lips, kindness, those sweet little eyes that stare at me and make me say, I'm with you through all the way, 'cause it's you who fills the emptiness in me. It changes everything you see when I know I got you. When I'm about to give up, you're on my side when no one seems to listen. And if you go, you know the tears can help but show. You break his heart and tear it apart. And suddenly the madness starts. It's your smile, your face, your lips, kindness, those sweet little eyes that stare at me and make me say, I'm with you through all the way, 'cause it's you who fills the emptiness in me. Changes everything you see. I know I got you. It's your smile, your face, your lips, kindness, those sweet little eyes that stare at me and make me say, I'm with you through all the way, 'cause it's you who fills the emptiness in me. Changes everything you see when I know I got you. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po. Napakaswerte natin sa araw na ito. Patuloy ang swerte na yan. Alam ba nyo kung sinong susunod na aawit? The Honorable Secretary Secretary of National Defense,
Oh, palakpakan, taga kumanta ulit, kakanta si Secretary. Palakpakan! Palakpakan dyan!
Nakita ninyo kung talagang paghaharap sa challenge, lahat ay sasagot. Ayan na po. Sunod-sunod na po yung mga mag-aawit dito.
The singing Secretary of National Defense.
Hello. Ang higay ang may kapal. Sa aking dasal, upang sa lahat ng panahon, bawat pagkakataon, ang ibigin mo'y ikaw. Ikaw ang pangkalas sa aking mundo. Kahit nito puso ko, wala ikahating masalit na sa'yo'y may papapalit. Ngayon ka naman ang lahat ng aking galaw. Ang sasayin ay ikaw.
talaga. Wow na wow. Ang daming first na nangyari ngayon. Yes, first time. Maraming salamat po. At marahil ay matatawag na natin yung ating binibining sasayaw sa atin ng dayang-dayan. take a deep breath kasi nagaganda ng mga nagsiawit ngayon. So let's call on Alicia Abdul para sa kanyang sayaw na dayang-dayang. Alicia Abdul sa kanyang sayaw, dayang-dayang. Ikan pa sa amok ko sa Mindanao. Sus, murag, gusto ko na rin yata magsayaw. Anyway, rest a while, you are going to view a very important audiovisual. Maikli lang po ito. Ang audiovisual na pinagsama-sama ng ating staff, talagang lahat po ng mga binabasa ninyo, lahat itong programa dito, sila ang gumawa nito under the baton of Sir Butch Valdez. Panoorin po natin ang CNG audiovisual. Saglit lang po ito.
very near the culmination of our Congress, and I have the privilege, together with our dear President, to read to you the resolution of the first National Congress of Citizen National Guard. The resolution's title is, "A Call to Defend the Republic Against the Enemies of the State." When present conditions of terrorism, rebellion, drug proliferation, and insidious attempt towards regime change by foreign intelligence agencies have reached critical levels, threatening the welfare of our citizenry, peace and order, and the sovereignty of our nation, it is incumbent upon every patriotic Filipino to do as best he can to participate and support government, all its agencies, the armed forces of the Philippines in defending the integrity of the Republic. That the Marawi siege by external and terrorist groups, by extremist and terrorist groups, are part of a larger conspiracy to forcibly acquire Philippine territories, establish caliphates by infiltrating Muslim communities, causing mass destruction of lives and property, resulting in general destabilization of Philippine society. That for fear of being convicted and sentenced for crimes against the people, plunder, murder, usurpation of authority, criminal negligence, obstruction of justice, and treason, certain members of previous administrations of the executive branch, legislature, and judiciary actively conspire with other groups intent on regime change. That in the process of asserting our country's sovereignty, President Rodrigo Duterte refused to allow our territory to be used as a military base of a foreign nation planning to install offensive nuclear-armed missiles as preparation for war. That, I quote, "We are not your colony, nor are we your slaves of anyone, demanding the recognition of our independence, mutual respect, enemies of no one, and promoting goodwill to all peoples of the world." That, in the process of fighting criminality, declaring war against crime, corruption, and drug syndicates, cleansing of our society of drug pushers, dealers, addicts, grafters, scalawags, and other criminal elements. That the reaction of negative propaganda, presumably instigated by the regime change architects, specifically the CIA and European intelligence agencies, through New York Times, Washington Post, Rappler, etc., with their foreign and local surrogates, seek to destroy the firm resolve and popular support of President Duterte. That, in pursuing their sinister objectives, it is not beyond their capabilities to create a conspiracy of forces with similar goals, including the New People's Army, Maute Group, drug syndicates, and political opposition, to oust the President by all illegal means, even to the extent of assassinating him. That the resulting chaos should their evil plan succeed, will result in an unprecedented widespread turmoil, bloodshed, civil war, and the dismemberment of our country, a condition of little consequence to the terrorists, ideologues, drug syndicates, political opportunists, and the CIA. Therefore, we citizens of the Sovereign Republic of the Philippines, soldiers of the Filipino people, teachers, doctors, farmers, engineers, other professionals, students, members of religious organizations, all sectors of society, do hereby declare that the Citizen National Guard, in order to save the nation, will reject any notion of foreign instigated and assisted regime change contrary to the principle of sovereignty and interest of the Filipino people. That the conspiracy of evil forces enumerated above poses as grave and imminent danger to the lives of our population, destroying the future of coming generations, threatening the integrity and the very existence of our nation as an independent republic. That we call on all patriotic Filipinos to discard ideological differences, party affiliations, disparity of religious beliefs, and regional origins, to close our ranks, stand behind one flag, commit our honor, dedicate our lives to fight as best we can in defense of our country, support our President, and assure a better life for the coming Filipino generations. Inspired by divine providence and sincerity of our intentions, we give our solemn oath to defend and protect the integrity of the Republic as we affix our name and sacred honor. Citizen National Guard.
May we request for a votation on this resolution to be called by Dr. Fulgencio IV.
Kailangan po namin itong boto nyo upang maging opisyal ang resolusyon nitong Congress natin. Sumasang-ayon po ba tayo dito sa resolusyon na binasa ni Professor Bus Valdez? Meron po ba hindi sumasang-ayon dito sa resolusyon? Ngayon, dahil wala po yung resolusyon, ay aprobado nating lahat.
Chairman Ramon Pedrosa will now officially close the first National Congress of the Citizen National Guard.
My fellow countrymen, mga kababayan, we have just concluded the first National Congress of the Citizens National Guard, ang pambansang mamamayang tagapagtanggol, dedicated to save this nation from enemies within and without. We started the Congress this morning reciting the Pledge of Allegiance led by one of the founders and the first President of Citizens National Guard. Two citizens have shaken our consciousness. One, a housewife, in her own right, a campus beauty, and a university activist of her time, the widow of a patriot, the Chief Justice of this land, wronged by a prostituted legislature that sold their souls to the most unqualified, the most incompetent president of our political history, and a retired combat marine general who, when he was young, spurred his marines in an attempted coup d'etat against the government that failed the revolution, that corrupted the armed forces, and betrayed the Constitution against the communist menace. Our keynote speaker challenges us with her stirring words of inspiration. We have awakened the memory of a great hero of our race and did right and justice to his name, buried, vilified by enemies of history. And we have uncovered in our midst a patriot hiding in the ranks of our people. Our president, the princess from the south, has reminded us of our history before others dictated another history of our peoples, and listened to the call of the man charged with the defense of the nation, informing us the state of national security and preparedness for natural disasters in our country. Finally, we have examined the array of what we have to do as citizens of our country. We have confronted the clear and present demand to bring to reality the unfinished revolution of God Andres Bonifacio for the Filipino people. And so now I thank you all for making this historic event a reality, most especially to the Secretary General of the CNG, Butch Valdez. He almost single-handedly brought us all together, culminating in this historic Congress. The chairman of this first National Congress, our Dr. Rick Fulgencio, his quick mind and attention to detail steered us through the complexities. Our president, for lending her beauty to this historic event. And to Rita Gadi, that lady who masterfully walked us through the program from start to finish, enlivening the proceedings with important detail, peppering the scheduled events with historic insights that made them even more meaningful and alive. And now, instead of the usual and unjust cliche of last but not least, let us thank those who burned the midnight oil to execute every weary detail in the execution of this Congress. None other than our own Cathy and Ver, somewhere there among you. And help from on high with the patronage and intercession of Blessed Mother of God, who watches over all of us. And so, to bring official closure to this historic event, my friends, I hereby declare the adjournment of the First National Congress of the Citizens National Guard. I bid you all Godspeed as we return to the world outside to finish the unfinished revolution, beseeching God Almighty to guide us to that promised land for our beloved country.
Thank you very much, Chairman Pedrosa, for the closing. May I request the bearers of the flags to please position themselves.
Just a minute. Ang bayan kong aking mahal, Pilipinas kong mahal, ang mahusay ko
at linawan sa iyo'y ibibigay. Tungkulin kong gagampanan at lagi kang paglingkuran. Bayan mo'y babantayan, Pilipinas kong hirang. Mabuhay!
Fellow members of the Citizen National Guard, our appointment with history has begun. Yesterday, in the battlegrounds of our heroes, today, in the war against the evils that threaten our families, our people, our President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and tomorrow, in the uncharted landscape of our children and their generation. As the callers make their exit, listen to the beat of your hearts as patriots and rally to the lines of defense. Thank you.